So last night Drake did another Iceman livestream, the follow-up to the first one that happened around 3 or 4 weeks ago, where he previewed What Did I Miss, with that song being full of potential shots and disses at really the entire industry. The people that switched up on him, UMG, Kendrick, with that song really sounding like Drake was trying to show us he's about to fight back. It was a big statement move, especially as this was the first step of the Iceman album rollout, but now the second Iceman livestream. Once again on his Instagram he would announce he's going live at 9 PM, with UK rapper Central Cee announcing on his Twitter he will be making an appearance in the stream. Also to probably tell fans that their new single, Which One, would be dropping tonight, previously previewed at Wireless a couple weeks ago. Unlike the first stream, this one will be set in the United Kingdom, presumably shot before or after Drake's 3-day Wireless Festival performance. The stream starts off with an older man saying, "What's going on, man? It's been like 3 weeks since they found your truck, stuff is empty, no one can find you. You're not picking up, everybody's looking for you, bro. This gonna be a problem."
What's going on, man? It's been like 3 weeks since they found your truck, shit is empty, no one can find you. You're not picking up. Everybody's looking for you, bro. This is going to be a problem.
To me, this almost sounds like one of those Batman lines where it's like, "The city needs you, Batman," or "Gotham needs you." I guess almost a narration of what's happened after the beef. Drake's been quote unquote missing, he's been staying quiet, plotting and planning his return, and with the fact the narrator said somebody found his truck and presumably stole from it since it's empty, it could be Drake portraying the fact he's basically being hunted and watched. It would make perfect sense, especially with how this second episode plays out, with the Pinocchio stalker chasing him. The truck being raided may even symbolize Drake being stripped down, left vulnerable and exposed after the beef. So yeah, that one line feels like a throwaway to some people, but I think it perfectly sets the entire mood for the second Iceman episode. I didn't really see a lot of people talk about it on social media, but I think it was a very cool addition. It builds mystery, plays into the whole narrative of betrayal, and raises the tension. And the fact it's delivered by like this older man, I think. He's got like this raspy kind of older voice with a very concerned tone. I don't know, it's like a symbolic voice of reason, worried about what Drake is becoming. So yeah, whether it's about the industry losing track of him, or him losing track of himself, it's clear something is very wrong. We don't know what, but whatever it meant, it was a perfect tone setter for this horror-like short film Drake is about to play us, with it then transitioning to Drake inside of some factory where he's checking out some of the equipment. After this is when we get the first shot of the Pinocchio character / stalker, which was the main talking point of this Iceman episode 2. Drake would then leave the factory and walk down the street, with the Pinocchio character being seen once again, but this time in a bush. This image started making the rounds on Twitter, with fans comparing it to a picture of Kendrick Lamar wearing a similar red outfit while standing in a bush. Some fans are theorizing that this is Drake trying to tell us that all of Kendrick's disses were lies, as of course Pinocchio is a fictional puppet who dreams of being a real boy, also having the unfortunate habit of a nose that grows every time he lies, with this really being disguised as many disses in one. Kendrick is a small boy, an industry puppet, a wannabe and a liar. They want to be the boy, showing a picture of Google saying Pinocchio is a fictional character, a wooden marionette who dreams of becoming a real boy. Now a lot of people were also laughing at Drake for still dragging the beef in 2025. If this is him trying to keep the beef going by calling Kendrick a liar in the biggest of 2025, I swear to God, it's been like 2 years at this point. Now I see where people are coming from, however Kendrick reached the peak of his career by dissing Drake, and he's currently touring the entire world whilst playing all of the diss songs. I don't really see the issue. If Kendrick is still using the songs to fuel his career, why can't Drake continue the beef? I see where both sides are coming from. It would probably be best for Drake to move past the dissing. He can just continue dropping his music, dropping his hits, and being recognized worldwide. But at the same time, when the whole industry turned their back on him, it's hard to let that slide. Now some people argued that Pinocchio wasn't just Kendrick but also the media, as they also spread lies around him. We then see shots of the Victoria Baths, located in Manchester, well known for its architecture and preserved historical interiors, often a filming location for various productions. We get shots of Drake and Central inside the building, with them eventually being spotted together in the stands watching over the pool, where Central Cee gives him some sort of bag, which is important for later. Now, don't cook me for this one, but some fans on Twitter, I saw them saying that this shot of the pool, where we can see the depth measurements, saying 4.5 feet and 6 feet, yeah, apparently this was a shot at Kendrick being short. Anyways, eventually, which one starts playing whilst a female dancer dances to the song. After the song ends, we see Drake and Central go their separate ways. We then get a shot of Central Cee in the locker rooms putting some headphones and pressing play on his phone, which would then start playing a new unreleased solo song on the livestream. I'm presuming a lot of Americans won't like this, but this song was crazy. Beat was hard and Central's flow was nuts. We then see Drake leave the Victoria Baths towards the Manchester Piccadilly train station through some sort of underground tunnel, but behind him is Pinocchio. Drake turns around and spots him, leading to him running away from him. This could be Drake trying to tell us he's trying to distance himself from all the liars and people that turned on him, basically the entire industry, potentially showing us where he's heading with his career. He performed 3 days at Wireless in London, brought out a lot of UK artists and showed a lot of love to them, saying they are the best lyricists in the world and that nobody can out-rap them. And now he's dropping a song with Central Cee. Is Drake going to completely detach himself from the US scene? I wouldn't be surprised. Once Drake eventually makes distance on Pinocchio, he enters an elevator inside the train station, where he previews a beat. At first, I thought it was going to be an actual song since he speaks at the start of it, but no, it's just the beat. The beat is tough though, potentially a teaser for the next drop or one of the songs from the album. Since it's such like a dark trap beat, I can definitely see this one being Drake getting some stuff off of his chest. Again, just showing us how Drake is coming on Iceman, not letting anything slide, he's going to war. One of Drake's producers, Fierce, would actually quote tweet a video of the beat, saying, "Y'all ain't ready lol, I promise." Like damn, I don't want to glaze. I'm of course trying to stay neutral, professional, but I'm excited for this one. It would make sense for this beat to be the one for the next single, because so far we've gotten What Did I Miss, which starts off as a gritty, low tempo trap beat, then the beat switches to this floaty ambient beat, which was absolutely incredible, and also now Which One, which is of course more so of a summer dance song. So it's clear Drake's trying to test out different sounds, see what people like, so he can make better decisions what to put on his album Iceman. And this beat he just previewed in the elevator would be completely different from what he's given us so far, making it the perfect next track to drop. Also at a show in Birmingham a couple of days ago, he would actually say, "I'm working on my album Iceman, we got a lot to talk about."
So you know I'm working on my album Iceman, we got a lot to talk about, so I'm looking forward to it.
So yeah, clearly a lot to say, stuff he's got on his mind. Definitely stay tuned for that one because he will probably be exposing and responding to a lot of things that happened. Drake then walks through the train station, leaves, and the stream ends. At first, it's text that says Iceman and then coming soon with Pinocchio's face. Again, I think this whole Pinocchio thing is a shot at everyone that turned on him and spread lies about him. Really showing us, again, I've said this a lot of times, but he's not letting things go. And Iceman will be an album full of secret messages, disses, and responses at everyone. I mean, even that backpack he was carrying around the whole video, or well, Central actually gave it to him once they met at the Victoria Baths. Was that the reason Pinocchio was chasing him around? He wants to take whatever is in his backpack. I feel like Drake wouldn't be carrying a bag if it wasn't some sort of message, you know? Is it some sort of evidence? I don't know man, but I really like this album rollout so far. It's cool to see an artist actually take the time and effort to do an entire rollout like this. Most artists these days just announce the date of the album, the track list, the features and call it a day. Now he of course ended up dropping that song, Which One with Central, later that night. However, unlike What Did I Miss, this one didn't have any lines that could have been aimed at anyone. Really, it was just a fun summer song. And even this Iceman livestream, there wasn't as much to talk about and cover, mostly just Pinocchio following him and the elevator beat. Now I know I just said which one isn't really a diss track, and it's not, but that doesn't mean there aren't a few bars with some deeper meaning. Take this line for example. These guys can't make songs for the galdom, trust me, this is how the single should sound. This feels like Drake throwing light shade. It's nothing too direct, he's not throwing any names or listing a specific example, but he's basically clowning other rappers for not being able to make songs, fun, vibey, summer tracks that everyone can enjoy. And let's be real, this could easily be another jab at Kendrick, because if you remember on Gimme a Hug, Drake said, "Cause if I die, it's these fellas that become the sole beneficiary, and what the F are they gonna do with it? Have the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary." That bar was clearly Drake taking shots at the lyrical schmirical rappers, basically saying, yeah, your raps are deep and poetic, but nobody's twerking with a dictionary. Just poking fun that girls in the clubs won't be able to dance or enjoy the music because the meaning is too deep. And when he says this is how the single should sound, it almost feels like a victory lap. He's reminding everyone that he still owns the lane when it comes to crossover hits, especially the ones, as I've just said multiple times, connect with the ladies. So yeah, not too many lines, but I feel like these are subtle kind of shots at really everyone, showing how successful he is and how he can cross over into different lanes. Not to glaze too much, but you get the point. Anyways, back to the Iceman 2 stream. I love the cinematography though. The old-fashioned swimming pool with Central Cee dressed like he's straight out of Peaky Blinders, Pinocchio following him. Really, it felt like a horror movie. I loved it. Loved the subtle messages, or apparently the subtle messages at the liars, the betrayers, Kendrick. A lot of people complained that it was boring and a nothing burger, but nah, I thought it was perfect. He can't give us everything at once, just be patient. I'm not sure how many more of these he's going to realistically do. I feel like 3 would be the magic number. Give us 3 teaser singles to get us excited for Iceman, and then finally drop the album. Maybe the max I could see him doing is like 5, but I don't know. I feel like he has to drop that album soon, right? So 5, there was like a 3 or 4 week gap between the first stream and the second stream. So if he does one more, it would be towards the end of August. I feel like there will be 3, it would make sense. So let me know you guys' thoughts on the single with Central. Do you like it? Do you not? Why? I know a lot of people hate when Drake like puts on the accent. Me personally though, this is a perfect fun summer song. Summer is kind of ending soon though, but you get the point. And let me know what you guys think of that beat too in the elevator. I think it sounds crazy. I'm so excited for that song. So yeah, probably another 1 or 2 more of these episodes before we get the Iceman album. I'm excited. He said on Aiden Ross's stream last night too that Iceman is loading. So yeah, very soon hopefully. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.